While cleaning the model, I discovered that all it took was a few sprays of water on it to make it actually start raining outside. I aimed the spray bottle at the town model and added a few more drops within seconds. It was pouring outside. The people walking around out there got absolutely drenched. I rushed to open the window and realized the temperature of the rain outside matched the water in my bottle exactly. I walked over to the model and found the house I lived in. Sure enough, there was a tiny version of me inside it. This thing was a perfect one-to-one replica of the entire town, every street, every detail. I could even use it to control the town's power grid. I headed straight to the local bar. The place was packed, and everyone was going on about that freak rainstorm earlier in the day. The bar owner, Daisy, was venting to her son about how she'd planned to repaint the sign that afternoon, and the rain completely ruined it. I pulled out my notebook and jotted everything down. That night, I grabbed a bottle of nail polish and got to work. The next morning, Daisy's son walked out to find the bar looking brand new. Both he and Daisy were stunned. I showed up and played dumb, acting just as surprised as everyone else, but I never said a word about what I'd done. On the way home, I couldn't stop smiling. Then I ran into an elderly couple who had just taken a fall. The old woman told me the roads were full of potholes, and her husband kept tripping on them. I told them to report it to the mayor, but they said they'd already sent letter after letter, and he never did a thing. When I got home, I hauled over the mayor's mailbox and cracked open the first letter. Sure enough, it was about filling in the potholes. I grabbed some putty, pressed it into the right spots on the model, and just like that, the roads were fixed. I used tweezers to clear away the loose gravel, set the knocked over trash cans back upright, and even pulled out a broken tree branch that was sticking out. It was a safety hazard. When I heard a dog barking like crazy nearby, I dropped a leftover bone next to that spot on the model, and the dog went quiet almost instantly. I stayed up all night going through the mayor's mailbox, knocking out problem after problem for the townspeople. The next morning, everyone was blown away by how much had changed overnight, but they all assumed the mayor was behind it, and that shameless guy actually went along with it. He even had the nerve to go to Daisy and ask her to pay him back for the cost of repainting her bar. Daisy wasn't having any of it, and he walked away empty-handed. I happened to be sitting in the bar when the whole thing went down, and I couldn't believe he was getting credit for everything I did. On the way back, I stopped by a grocery store and overheard the staff saying it must have all been the mayor's doing, probably just trying to win people over before the next election. That hit a nerve. The truth is, my wife used to be this town's mayor. She passed away in an accident, and this clown stepped in to take her place. I looked at a photo of her and made up my mind I was going to keep doing something real for this town. But first, I had a score to settle with the mayor. I found a small pebble, lined it up with the mayor's car on the model, and dropped it. It streaked across the model like a shooting star. The next day, the mayor completely lost it in front of everyone on the street. The townspeople just laughed it off. He quickly pulled himself together and brushed it off, saying it was just a minor accident and that it had nothing to do with how much he cared about the town. The crowd actually clapped for him. I stood off to the side and watched the whole thing. That night, I found a small spider and placed it on the model. The mayor happened to be out for a walk right at that moment and came face to face with it.